Falcon Apbren, blue side. Team Liquid Echo, red side. Falcons Apbren batting out the Valentina, batting out the Boxia, and now TLPH batting out the Chip as well as the Harif.
The first two picks of FCAP already reveals to me that they want to go Assassin. Baksha outfarms Assassins typically. Early game is difficult to play against. Of course, if you get through the early game, you have very strong scaling with the Assassins. But yeah, Valentina as well as Baksha, they're both anti-Assassins.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, right? I think for Falcons Apbren, they understand that they have a massive advantage when it comes to the hero pool in the jungle. So they want to try to utilize that now by banning some of the picks from Carl TZ, taking away the Baksha, because right now it does feel like for utility jungles, it's really just Baksha.
Yep, it's really just Baksha at this point. Maybe sometimes you pick up Akai, which is, you know, TLPH likes to pick up, but that is going to be one of their deep pocket picks. It's going to be the Arlot, very natural ban. FCAP might be eyeing for a Roger here. There's the Loi ban, so Roger is the best pickup. Then maybe TLPH just goes back to the Teresa as well as the Moskov.
Okay, I think for the first pick though, the fact that the Roger, 70% win rate, LaFell, you said it was 70%.
Actually, it was 70% pick rate. I feel like the win rate is actually a bit higher.
Then 70?
Yeah.
Huh. The fact that it's so good, it's so good as a flex pick. It's a great hero in both jungle and gold lane. I think equally as good right now. We've seen so many different players play it in different roles. And it's so far worked out so well in the knockout stages. So not strange to see that Roger first pick for Falcons Apbren.
I believe this could be Moskov Edith or Moskov Teresa. I would say though, if you're looking at a Moskov, you want to get the Edith to go with it. There it is. Right? Yeah.
Wolf doing wolf things as usual, you know? I really like the Moskov pick. I think a lot of people will be kind of like pushed away from the Moskov pick in the first phase after seeing the Roger. But knowing that the Roger is such a good flex pick, you really got to get your hands on the Moskov, because for Falcons Apbren, there's nothing stopping them from going Roger and then Moskov later to deny that pick away. But now we get it revealed. Roger's going gold. It's a Ling pick and the Terizla.
That's right.
The best hero in the XP when it comes to zero resource. You don't need resources on this guy.
Exactly. So good answer. Obviously, we have revealed that this Roger is going to the gold lane. You have the Ling. Now for TLPH, typically they answered this with Julian, but now we have seen in the group stages, the pocket pick was the Akai. I believe that if they pick up the Moskov, the typical answer for TLPH to go with it is a utility jungler, because you don't want to take away the farm from the Moskov, especially because Moskov is a split push type of hero as well. You, for example, the Lord Dance. Imagine the Lord Dance, you're just going to be using the SOD.
Yeah, and right now, honestly, I gotta ask the casters here. What do you guys think of the first three picks for Falcons Apbren as well as TLPH?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, LaFell. Echo taking a more passive stance for now. In the meantime, hopefully they have something that's going to scale on top of that Moskov as a secondary insurance.
I'm surprised that Liquid Echo had to revert to the Akai this early. I'm not so sure if FCAP expected this, if this is what Coach Trevor and Coach Ducky wanted.
Yeah, honestly, I was surprised that the Akai has been picked quite early as well. And now we're looking at the bans here, Wolf. What do you feel about the Angela as well as the Faramis ban for TLPH?
Moskov, Angela Ling is very scary, so you don't want to give that for sure. But it seems like the Faramis is a Sanji's, a few special that actually provides them a lot of not really sustain, but a lot of ways to really dive into the backlines. Imagine the Faramis Teresa with the Roger. I think you're always going to be going into the backlines with that. So that's probably why they banned it. Without the Yuzhong, you usually go for a Paquito now for TLPH. But they go far side. So okay, so it's pretty standard.
I mean, like, keeping the Edith still a flex, can go to Rome, can go to the EXP.
Right.
For now, Falcons, Apbren, they're missing their mid. Potentially missing their roamer as well.
Yeah, I think the Farsa pick is great here. You know, they've already banned out the Faramis, the Angela, so two mid laners away from few. And we did say earlier as well, before the draft even started, that you want to try to maximize the potential you have in the mid lane on Sanji. Force few on a hero that can make a mistake. You try to capitalize on that here in the draft.
Could be. Yeah, and right now, honestly, casters watching this draft live, seeing this Farsa pick, Falcons Apbren, what do they need to do to respond?
Well, I think that Falcons Apbren, they've got enough ways to actually start taking out the Feathered Airstrike. Maybe a second insurance policy on top of that is going to be great, like a Minotaur. Oh, yep, there's the Minotaur as well. Hopefully, we do get some damage.
Julian? Mid-Julian?
Yep, a few special.
Oh my goodness, Mid Julian. So now Wolf seeing this draft.
Yeah.
What else are the answers? I mean, like, this Julian is a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. Well, partners Makito, we expect it. I think for FCAP, they want to dive. For TLPH, they just want to go for Protect 1 around this Moskov.
Thank you very much to both our analysts, Mirko as well as Wolf. You guys have done an amazing job. And with that being said, we're throwing over to our casters for the first game of the semifinals. Casters, take it away.
Decisive action is required this game. Similar to LaFell's hair, they must decide whether to stay straight or throw a curl. This is going to be a best of 5 of a lifetime here. Today, it's going to be me getting Kyun as well as Leo at the desk to keep you guys company for this match.
At your service, we'll be bringing you the starter to what could be a grand finals caliber matchup. I think everyone in the Amazon Arena is expecting that much. Everyone watching around the world. And talking about decisive action, I like how neither team had to take their time with the draft. I think they all knew what was coming even before the opponent got the pick.
They were blitzing through it, right? That's what we want to see here. And similar as we get into the land of Dawn, players are loaded up. It's going to be Falcons Apbren on the blue side up against Liquid Echo on red.
It's been a while since we've seen few on this Julian. A lot of the Julians in MSC, from the group stage to the knockouts now, have been in the jungle, and they've been good. And now I want to see how a melee ranged mid might work, because look, they sent him home early.
Yep, I think, a lot of it comes with a bit of sacrifice. Yes, you have some good CC, you're a big toolbox as a mid laner, but more importantly, in the earlier stages, you're not going to have a lot of control over that mid lane.
Yep. And that's trouble for Kyle TZ and Ogwin. Look at that. Kyle TZ struggling to get the farm up, going quickly, going from the purple down to that small camp all the way, while again, Ogwin sent home too. I think they're just taking shifts.
Yep, I mean, that's the beauty of it all, right? I mean, if you dies here, then it's going to be a lot of trouble for the rest of the team. I'm expecting Liquid to try and play around that priority, so that's why we see that the side laners from FCAP being very, very aggressive whenever Kyle is nearby.
Yep, Kyle here just taking that crab, checking if Benny Cutie is free for the taken. JP watching out for the flank. All right, that's the gold lane situation. I think Marco's doing well. Up top, how about that? Flap versus Sanford, rather.
Yeah, this is going to be a little interesting, right? Because Sanford, especially when you're Paquito into Terizla, generally Terizla can control this lane clear much faster than you in the earlier stages of the game. And then once you start rolling around mid, it's a bit of a toss-up, right? It's all off of that very first turtle, who's walking away with more gold at the end of it.
Now it's spawning in just a few seconds. Kyle TZ can make his way there. That is Carl TZ as well, making a beeline, rushing his way with Sanji right next to him. And I think Few is trying to get to level 4. Not that he needs it, but I think that just the scaling of his skills will help.
Oh, absolutely, right? I mean, he needs to make sure that Flap TZ is also, in control of this lane. More importantly, at least they do deny this.
Kyle is attempting Grand Theft Purple. He does get it, trading out for the turtle. Carl TZ secures. Ogwin at less than half health. That's a non-starter. Neither team drawing first blood just yet.
I'm thinking whether Carl actually wants to go for the invade, but it looks like they're not going to do it. That's going to be one potential camp that they could fight later down the line. But at the same time, right, both Ogwin and as well as Few making sure that they're sticking together because, again, not a lot of wave clear in the mid lane, allowing TLPH to make that first rotation.
And a lot of those rotations are ending up in bottom. Whether you like it or not, there's a brewing fight there. There has been for the past couple of minutes. It's just neither team are looking to engage. JP taking the long bush. I think Ogwin is all the more aware. Neither want to pull the trigger first. Oh, here we go. Carl TZ inside FCAP's jungle. Kyle goes ahead, pulls the retry, and he's swinging away. They both let go. Oh, here comes Flap TZ. Jumping in with the penalty zone. Tempest the blades up. Kyle TZ, heavy spin. Trying to survive. Kyle TZ at a third of his health as well. Ooh. Kyle TZ barely standing. Either of my kids draw first blood.
It's unfortunate. Sanford, JP, and Sanji were trying to figure out where exactly he's going to exit through the jungle. And that's the meaning of having priority. I mean, great job on Kyle TZ winning out on that red tree, allowing him to extend the timer for how long that purple buff is going to stick on him. Liquid Echo have to play a little slower because Kyle, he's a menace. Look at him.
JP missing the combo as Kyle TZ just dancing on through, looking to take this little wanderer. Ends up spending retribution. Few very low. Sanji with the feather strike. JP popping. The Primordial Wrath, no one home. Liquid Echo struggling to find any conversions here 4 minutes in.
And even for Super Marco, he's honestly doing a really good job trading against Benny QT down in this lane. We'll double check on how much gold has been distributed because we did see a couple of River Crabs going over to Benny's side. Now, 7 seconds left, right? When next turtle is going to start spawning, I think Liquid Echo really need to think about how exactly they're going to attack the map. They can't just focus on Kyle, and yes, you want to be able to relieve pressure from Benny QT, but sacrifices need to be made.
All right, luckily, it was Liquid Echo who secured the first turtle. So they have that economic advantage, and that's what keeps this gold lead relatively close. Falcons Apbren barely about 600, 800 ahead. Sanford catches a face full of a Fuse combo, and Flapteasy and Ogwin pulling turtle over their side. 1v1 between Few and Sanford, putting Sanford about a third of his health. Oh, wow, Flapteasy acting as the enforcer, keeping Carlteasy at bay.
They're going to be rotating around here. Oh, even Feather Airstrike commitment?
That's a huge skill spent by Sanji. We know when Fury forces Sanji to flicker back out. Kazi secures the turtle, coming in, jumping through the walls. Carl takes it out on Ogwin. That's one down for Falcons Apbren. Now Sanford looking to knock out the Filipino cannon. In comes JP, the flicker out from Flap. Few still dueling with JP. In comes the kill. That's 2 down for Falcons Apbren. JP still up. Oh, Kyle TZ takes him out. Few takes out Sanford. Huge trades, delayed wins for the Falcons, but Liquid Echo left reeling.
Woo, boy, what a trade. What an extended fight this is. And it's not over yet.
Tempest ablaze. They know his flicker was spent.
They calculated every moment. These battle spells are such a big indicator of who they want to punish, right? You overextend, you want to keep up with them. You want to make sure that they're always creeping on their leads. Let's look at this replay one more time, right? Because after the Minoa and Fury, this is starting to look like an awkward situation. Sanford's realizing, hold on, we got to wait for Few to start throwing out those abilities. Once this Julian doesn't have anything left, that's when we go in.
Falcons Apbren really made the most of the few bodies they had. If I'm not mistaken, Liquid Echo, for the most part of that short, maybe 30, 40-second engagement, had the numbers advantage.
They did, but let's pull it back for a second, because now that we're looking at the goal, we can see the real economic difference. Hold up, wow, okay. Trying to dive Super Marco like that. Hey, the bulletproof vest still on.
Yep. Has yet to die, but also has yet to take any kills. For the past 6.5 minutes, Gold Lane has been relatively mum. Now, checking on the items here, that is just 200 between Benny Cutie and Super Marco.
Well, considering everything, that's actually not too bad. The biggest lead that we are seeing is between the... Oh, boy.
40. Dodges it. Still alive. Gets a knockout punch.
Oh,
Kyle
no.
TZ's down. Sanford gets the KO. Outplaying Kyle TZ.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. He was stutter stepping in the wrong directions, thinking that, like, hopefully, am I still on the wall? Wait.
Few catches a couple of volleys from Sanji's feathered airstrike, lets him go. Now the turtle fight.
Yep, they're gonna have to take their time here. We're still waiting for that Minoan Fury. Oh!
The onward by JP, forced to use a primal wrath. Flapped easy, hammering away. Benny Cutie hitting that turtle to secure by Liquid Echo. Carl TZ with a heavy spin.
It's great. It's looking so good for now, but they back away. Now, with Carl TZ, he's timing. Oh!
Oh, Sanford! Oh! Dashing through the iframe, keeping him up. No! And now Kyle TZ looking for the punish. Tempest ablaze into the sky. Finally. Kyle TZ gets 1 over 40.
I'm telling you, this game is just taking your breath away, brother. This is one of those where every single crumb is going to be fought for. And so far, Kyle TZ having the biggest lead in the game. Before we get into our next fight, this tier 1 should fall, and hopefully TLPH, they back off. They've already expanded so many resources.
Multiple wins for Liquid Echo down bottom. Forced the flicker out of Super Marco. Took the tier 1 anyways. And here's another look at that 1v1.
Oh, so beautiful, right? Like Sanford, he's thinking about the many different angles that he can go through. But the worst part about it is that if you have iframes, it's hard to land the heavy left hand to give you that extra shield. He would have loved the extra movement speed, but without that shield, he just pops.
Yep, couldn't have his cake and eat it too. He can only really move out of the way or get the shield and then maybe fight a little bit more to get some backup or maybe even kill the Ling. But now, oh no, View! The iframe out of the dash! Survives that 2v1. Now in comes Kyle TZ again. How about it? Kyle versus 40. Chapter 3. They're backing out.
All right. The trilogy isn't done just yet. Kyle might still go for this, but I think for the most part, Sanji has got him covered.
Ooh, looking to burst down that Farsa, but no, Kyle's just going to end up taking tier 1.
Yeah, like Kyle he's so strong right now. He's so far ahead of the game in comparison to Carl TZ, but it's all about decisive action, like I said at the very beginning of the game, right? Despite Liquid Echo, we're losing out on a couple of trades. The gold lead isn't too far. They've gotten 2 turtles. They're basically trading 1 for 1 when it comes down to turns. And even during the items, right, we now are seeing Liquid Echo putting respect on FCap's name. I'm seeing, at the very least, making sure that they've got Feather already. Wait, sorry, not even Feather. Sorry, Blood Wings coming in from Sanji to keep himself alive.
Yep, and going between the low econ heroes, Frederick was right. He mentioned that the Terizla, despite being relatively low gains. Oh no! JP come in, the flicker combo. Feather strike from Sanji. They cancel through. Down goes Benny Cutie. Marco gets his head. Sanji's down as well. Kaldizi diving into the back line, finding him. 40 looking to flank him as well. Finds no one. Now he's the hunted. Ogwin healing them up. 40 says let's regroup. This is not a good fight to take. And that leaves Kaldizi's purple up for them to savor. What a snap!
That's what you need to see. Decisive action time and time again. And it looks like Falcons Apbren, they're also looking at least looking for a timing on these waves. Before that Lord spots, we need to start taking them out.
And looks like Falcons Apbren looking to blitz it. 40 here at a third of his health. JP in the same situation. Oh wow, 3 big bodies put up between the major objective and Falcons Apbren. Carl TZ can still get this. The penalty zone coming in. The SOD, no one home. JP taken out. Flap TZ traded for. That's another one. Super Marco taken out by Kyle TZ. And there's a big knockup. I mean, no one Fury. Sanford's down. 3 for 2. But the major objective scored by Falcons Apbren. All this while, Benny was just working up top.
He's just farming. He's just getting that compound interest when you leave him alone in a lane, man. You can hear the money just dropping on the floor. Next tower falls. That's not too bad. But now the mid-tier 1 falls for Liquid Echo, and that's where all the problems are going to start beginning, right? Invades are going to be more prominent for Kyle TZ, even honestly with this with this considerable lead, 9,000 gold on him alone. But when we look at the damage dealt, you can see that Sanji, again, with less items, less econ, less gold, is still having some relevant numbers.
Which is the allegory of this whole situation. Liquid Echo, the more aggressive team. If you try to take out Sanji, you still have Benny Cutie and Sanford to deal with. That's not a clear go at a team fight because there's so many damage sources for Liquid Echo. So with that said, Falcons Apbren are playing the map. A huge push up top, in mid, down bottom. Kyle TZ did leave that there. Now Carl TZ. He has a big question to answer, like, who do I hit with a heavy spin? He's only been using it to disperse, really.
Pretty much. I think he's been also just holding it for as long as possible during these turtle fights as well. I mean, even the Lord fight, he basically wasn't even there, so I can't even say just yet. But now, with the Guardian's helmet, that's going to keep him alive a little bit longer. However, Falcons Apbren, at this point of time, right, after the Lord push, really good punish, right? You found 2 kills, you got the Lord, but now you've gotten every single outer turret. You can see now there's a much clearer lead for Falcons Apbren. 5,000 gold, now looking to extend it to at least 6 or 7 if they don't lose the next fight.
Yep, the biggest so far in this 12-minute bout. Now the purple in jeopardy for Liquid Echo. Are they going to try to save this for them? Ogwin coming in through the line of fire, does survive with a motivation roar, and Falcons Apbren just going to be happy with playing footsies.
I think at this point in time, that motivation roar, especially, he's already got the flash as well as the favor. He's going to be topping up his teammates really, really easily, allowing Falcons Apbren to continuously go back to the fight.
And himself too, he has the Oracle. So he can take maybe a few hits, maybe a few volleys from Sanji's Feathered Airstrike, and still be there for that delayed Minoan Fury. I think that's been a key in their success so far, by pulling the trigger very, very late.
Oh, speaking of pulling the trigger here, that's going to be a penalty zone gone.
No one home. Hits the buff barely. I wonder what Flap TZ was thinking.
I think Flap TZ was like, if I happen to clip him, we go. If nothing, we just back away. There's a lot of disengage mechanics.
Yeah, which makes sense. If that was an all-in, he would have done the animation cancel flicker. Because it's still up. So maybe he was just baiting something out from Liquid Echo. The cavalry did not bite.
I mean, they got to tickle him somehow, right? Especially when you're going for these coin flips. This is a relatively safe coin flip.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? Just to get a little bit of a and get a reaction out of them. But still stone cold from the side of Liquid Echo. If there's any momentum that they have to generate, it's first figuring out a way to lock Kyle TZ down and then bait Super Marco in. All of this on condition though. Ogren and Flat TZ have just been absolute brick walls.
Lord Dan. Lord Dan's. Lord Dan's here at the Y brush.
They're going to take their time with this again. This is the calm before the storm. The waves are pushing in. It's not in the favor of Liquid Echo. They've got to do their housekeeping while Falcons continue to somewhat play this dance. They don't want to overextend here walking into that wide rush, but now that they know where Call TZ is, that's a lot of relief.
That's right. I wonder if they know where Sanji is too, and Benny Cutie. Sanford just barely making his way to the fight. Ogun catches a few hits. The Sanji already spent up. Taps the blades up. Down goes the Farsa. Minoan Fury to the back line. Benny Cutie spearing away for his life. Kyle TZ gonna be kiting through. Few catches Sanford. Puts him down to less than half health. Same situation for JP. JP coming in. Earth Shatter and onward. No one home. They let go. The concealed by JP. Gonna try to relocate. Caught by Few. Flickering back. Ho ho! Caught in, and there's a jump by Marco. Gets caught into the wall. They need to kite through. In comes a penalty zone.
He's hit hard, and now they're jumping forward. Super Marco on Sanford.
Oh, he finds one and another. 2 free kills for Falcons Apbren. Kyle TZ in trouble. Not before he takes out Kyle TZ. TZ's on the ground. JP and Sanji, the only ones left. They're gonna crack right through. The inhibitor of the base is exposed.
15 minutes into this game, and the Crystal is under threat.
Oh, Sanji gonna throw them out. Can he? There's a wave. The Minoan Fury spent in. They gotta respect the firepower. There's no wave in mid.
I mean, 13 seconds on Benny Cutie and Sanford. Can he hold? He's
All right.
gonna try. Penalty zone's out.
They force it through. They're gonna force it through. The brute force damage of Falcons Apbren. Draw first blood in this best of 5.
What a game here to kick things off between these two Filipino giants here. Well done. GG, well played. That's game 1 point and 1 point for Falcons Apbren.
This is Falcons Apbren's first victory over Liquid Echo in months. They couldn't do it in Manila, but here they did it in Riyadh.
I mean, it's got to feel good for now.
And this is just the start.
This is just the start, but it goes to show a lot of their movements from TLPH are kind of telegraphed, and